Vikings, let's win this game. Skol Vikings, honor your name. Go get that first down, then get a touchdown. Rock 'em, sock 'em, fight, 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 fight. Go Vikings, run out the score. You'll hear us yell for more. V-I-K-I-N-G-S. Skol Vikings, let's go.
Viking Nation, prepare to enter Valhalla with the most entertaining podcast of the Minnesota Vikings. And now, Odin's Den with A-Train and the Hammer.
Hi, this is legendary coach Bart Grant, thanking you for listening to this podcast. Thor's bedroom. Odin's Den. Oh, Odin's Den. You're listening to Odin's Den. And don't forget my rummage sale coming up.
Oh, baby, we're back. That was Bud Grant, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend. Rummage sales are right around the corner. It is getting nice out here. Welcome to Odin's Den, a Minnesota Vikings pod fart. I think the Hammer is back here in studio with me. I don't know. Where you at, Hammer? You somewhere over there, Hammer?
A-Train, how the hell are
there
you?
he is. Holy shit. Crawled out of the sewer there, bud.
Caught you by surprise.
You know what? I'm doing better. A couple of weeks ago, I have a very small, tiny fracture in the soft part of the bone in my right elbow, slipping on the ice at work. And that first week was a little rough. It's feeling way better. It's getting better every day. Still don't have full movement and rotation in it, but
Now, your arm was in a splint for a while, right?
a sling. Just a sling. Just a sling.
That's what I meant, was a sling.
Yep, just as a precautionary measure. But essentially, I was using, I'm dominantly right-handed. So essentially, I was using my left hand for everything. So until you have to, get dressed with just your right hand, you haven't lived the life of hell, sir.
It looks like you got your arm out of that sling, though. And
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been able to
Looking
just
good.
sit at a computer with it on an armrest and just sit here. Like, even right away, I didn't miss really any work. I just sit here and I just move my wrist like that. I just move my palm and my wrist, and everything is fine.
yeah, an injury to your mouse-clicking hand, that could affect the podcast.
Devastating. Devastating injury. I still wish it would have been my left hand, but yes, it's been 2 weeks. It feels so much better. It gets better every day. It's got most functionality back. I still get a little rotation issue. That's about as far as I can go right there. I know the podcast listeners can't see. I'm showing Hammer here. I still got a little bruise on the wrist there too, but it's feeling much better. And yeah.
Kind of like Banks from the Mighty Ducks movies where he hold that hockey stick with his hand to show his wrist wasn't hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Similar situation.
The A-Train is playing through this pain, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Sucking it up
It's
for the
fine.
Odin's
It's
Den
fine.
community.
It's so much better, but man, that first week was fucking hell, man.
Thanks for buying me this Caribou coffee, by the way, too.
Yeah, we got our Caribou coffees. We're happy to be back. We haven't seen each other much the last 2 weeks, actually, in general. And normally we kind of go out to eat and watch a little anime. We haven't done that, and my injury didn't help that either. So, and just timing conflict. So
We're going through Attack on Titan right now.
that's right. Watch a little anime. I might try to go to ASIN, which is the biggest Midwest anime convention, Anime
ASIN.
Central in Chicago in every May. I plan on going back to that this year, but now with what's happening, you never know. We couldn't not mention it real quick. Of course, the old Corona's going around. so
COVID-19.
Drink your Coronas. Yes, COVID-19. Everybody's talking about it. You know what I'm sick of? Every business and restaurant, whatever it is, sending an email and putting up a post about it. It's like,
Well,
okay.
just reassuring the masses.
But it's like it's just like every other restaurant or an investing website. It's just like, all right, I don't need to hear anything from you. Like, this has nothing to do with you.
Well, I'm far more upset about losing March Madness and the start of the twin season getting delayed.
NBA got canceled. Yeah, that was delayed. Fucking XFL. I was just getting into the XFL following the St. Louis Battlecocks. That's totally done and gone. That was done in April 26th was their Super Bowl anyway, I think. So that's fucking wiped like a fucking ass with the left hand because your right's injured. So that's fucking gone.
We fully understand it's necessary and health precautions need to be taken. It just stinks to lose the sports. It sounds like the NFL draft might get pushed back too.
Which you were going to watch down in Arizona and have
with
a
my
little
mom,
flight
yeah.
and,
It was going to be the first draft I watched with my mom in 6 years.
Oh, isn't that nice? How do you know all of that?
Yeah. The last time I watched it with my mom, Johnny Manziel was given the money sign on stage.
And you know what happened to good old Johnny Manziel?
Oh, my.
He caught the coronavirus. He drank too many Coronas, partied too hard, and didn't have enough TP because it was all bought by you, by all of you. You ruined this. And now, Johnny Football is no more. No, just kidding. He's probably somewhere playing, and he should be in the XFL, man.
My mom is usually good for a funny reaction or two every draft. I mean, Manziel flashes the money sign, so of course she says, "Who does this guy think he is?"
And you know what's funny? With knowing nothing about football, your mom was right.
Oh,
Who'd have thunk it? She was just basic human instinct of observing actions.
Well,
and you're right. Wow, what a shock.
Well, she had also asked me about him because the camera was just on him after every pick and everything. And I was kind of telling her, well, he doesn't study tape. You know, I was telling him about in college he was, you know, maybe not the best pro, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of was already thinking, okay, this guy's too big for his britches. But then the money sign comes, and my mom, the nicest lady on earth, maybe was laughing at him.
I don't know about that.
Oh, she's a very nice lady.
Your mom thinks you're cool.
But my mom says I'm cool.
Next.
We'd all tell you next, Hammer. We'd all tell you next. Anyway, enough about Johnny Manziel.
Moving on.
Yeah, anyway, well, this coronavirus thing is really interesting. I think the U.S. is going to do a lot more than some of these other countries. Not trying to dog on other countries, but, you know, the USA, the best, shoot your guns, all that good stuff.
Well, right now we're on the same trajectory Italy was. We're just 10 days behind them.
Yeah, but I think that we're doing... I don't know what other countries are doing as far as canceling things. At first I thought it was overreaction. It still kind of is, obviously. But I do like how we're really like canceling the gatherings is nothing but a good preventative measure. It sucks, but it's a good preventative measure.
Yeah.
It really sucks. There's practically no sports going on. UFC just had a fucking fight last night with nobody in a 40,000 fucking stadium. So when the guy won and started yelling, it just echoed. You could hear the echo. Nobody was fucking there. It was just really interesting. But yeah, everybody stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't bother wearing a mask unless you actually get sick and you don't want to spread it. Otherwise, you're wasting a mask a hospital could use. Use Purell, but don't buy it all. Wipe your ass. Don't buy all the TP, though. Just don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot and stay safe. And wait for this to blow over. Wait for this to blow over. I watched the Joe Rogan podcast about this really good medical detective. He had a lot of good things to say. He said it's still going to go for about another 4 to 6 months, but we just got to go get through it, everybody. We just got to get through it.
Yep, good luck to everyone. Stay healthy.
Yep. This, like everything else, will pass. Anyway, let's get into episode 106. Last episode was just me with my nasally drone and a little best of that even Hammer listened to my surprise. But we're on episode 106. Hammer's back. We got some news to cover. This should actually be kind of a shorty. Let's
get into it. Purple Pain.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's do our quick shout out to our usual guest of honor, if you will. The Purple Pain Forums, the PPFs, if you will. I've never called it that before. I don't know why I just did. PurplePainForums.com if you want to click-clack on your keyboard, talk with the Vikings fans, talk about the Combine, talk about the draft. There's going to be a lot of some news is already coming out as far as cuts and signings and contracts. Obviously, that's going to be ongoing until preseason and all that good stuff. So keep up to date. Check out purplepainforums.com. We're a good news source if you listen to the Podcart. We definitely try to cover every inch of Vikings news that we can. But we don't really have a lot of articles or anything popping on our social media or our websites too often as far as news goes. I did retweet a picture of a a bunch of Packers gear, and it said, "Hey, there's still one place not sold out of toilet paper."
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty funny, and I retweeted that as Odin's Den. But so go buy an Aaron Rodgers jersey and wipe your ass with it. I think that's the moral of the story. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the news.
Back from battle with a Vikings update.
Swig at a biz. So baseball's canceled?
Well, the season's delayed.
Oh.
Spring training games have been canceled.
All right. Well, you want to take the lead on some of the transaction news here, since everybody had to listen to me all 2 weeks ago in episode 105.
Well, that's fine. Well, transaction news, really, it's just Xavier Rhodes got cut and Linval Joseph got cut.
Yep, same day, March 14th, I believe.
Clear salary cap space. And David Morgan got cut over concern with whether or not he would pass a physical, because they don't want his salary to be guaranteed until they know he would pass the physical. It sounds like the Vikings want to bring David Morgan back, and I think the team probably would be open to maybe bringing Linval back too, depending on the price.
That would be good.
Hammer likey.
That would be nice. Rhodes can go wherever he wants. Cutting Rhodes was absolutely necessary. Kind of hoping we see a Riley Reef restructure at some point. That hasn't happened yet, so that wouldn't be news. That's just something the Hammer hopes.
We'll have a new segment called Hammer's Hopes.
Yeah.
HH, Hammer's Hopes.
Okay. We'll table that for now.
All right. I guess that's really it for transactions. Obviously, we're in talks.
The new league year and the legal tampering period hasn't even started yet. So,
yeah.
I mean, this is all there really was going to be for news, unless we had gotten a Kirk Cousins extension signed, which sounds like Cousins isn't super quick to rush into right now.
Yeah, that just kind of came out here the other day that they were in a couple of talks, and it wasn't going well, I guess. According to ESPN, Kirk Cousins, I think I just got this news story today or yesterday. I should preface it's March. We're recording this on March 15th.
March 15th.
Sunday, March 15th.
Yep.
From good old the studio in Fargo, North
the
Dakota.
A-Train's swanky Fargo apartment.
That's right. We can look out the window and see Adrian Peterson's condo. According to ESPN, Kirk Cousins has rejected multiple team-friendly, quote-unquote, assuming a little probably not as big of a contract as before, maybe, deals to extend his contract with the Vikings. I don't think that's going to make anybody really tear up too bad. He did set some records. He's a decent dude. He did good things, but is he really going to take us to the promised land?
I was at my dad's house earlier today, and right when I saw that, I told him that Cousins was rejecting him, and my dad said, good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be like, all right. Moving on, type of thing.
It all depends on the numbers. So many times, it depends on the numbers.
You're right.
So.
You're right. Do you want to... Here, I'll just go through the things that I have here. Just little news tidbits, really. Offensive lineman Jeremiah Searle started 14 games for Minnesota. He announced that he is retiring. It's a quick little retirement tidbit there. In other news based like that, I think something was floating out around there about Alex Boone. Just knowing that he was a Viking, even though it's not super relevant, was actually trying to make a comeback. We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
I never minded the guy. I think I see some hate for him online. I thought he was. I guess I can't really comment to his play. I thought he was serviceable.
A lot of teams,
and I liked his attitude,
are looking for offensive linemen. I'm sure he probably could get a veteran minimum contract from someone.
Oh, totally. And then it was reported that Colquitt plans to sign a 3-year extension with the Vikings before Monday, but we didn't have the funds to actually do that. So some more moves should be being
we do
made
now.
by today. Correct.
Well, they were waiting for the new collective bargaining agreement to get agreed to also.
Correct. Yep. And then as far as just other comings and goings, I guess.
Dom Capers, I guess.
Yeah, which I commented on. What do you think of that? The Vikings Nation hasn't heard your take. I mentioned it on the episode 105, just in the solo episode. What do you think about Dami Capers coming back?
I don't really understand it. I'm guessing this means that we might show some 3-4 looks here and there, like maybe on third downs or something. I don't consider this much more than maybe a little bit of a niche play. We're not switching to a full-time 3-4. We're just not going to. With the personnel we have, because we've been drafting and developing for Zimmer's 4-3 scheme for years and years now.
We're just going to switch it.
I don't want Daniil Hunter to be changed into an outside linebacker and start covering
fucking
tight ends.
stupid.
Yeah, just let him put his hand in the ground, go after the QB like he's been doing. And
kind of good at that.
And defend the run.
He's just a little good at that. I don't know, maybe.
Well, and Dom Capers wasn't a great coach when he was the defensive coordinator with the Packers either. I mean, he's on the way out.
Was he there when they won the Pooper Bowl, though? I feel like I already asked that, but not to you.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think he was their D coordinator. Well, I don't know. Maybe he was. I don't remember that 100%.
All I know is that I saw some old-ass former Packer coach who may not even have been that great coming over to us, and I was just like, do we have to? All right.
I suppose
he's got experience.
Maybe doesn't hurt just to have an extra voice in the coach's room. This wasn't like Gary Kubiak coming over, though. We all liked the Gary Kubiak move because he was a good coach.
And again, the experience.
He's
won been there before.
Super Bowl as a head coach, like, 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
I feel like we're just kind of trying to load up on experience in a way.
Get as much experience in the coaching room. I don't know. It's nice to have young voices too, though.
It is.
I don't know. I don't consider the Dom Capers move to be anything huge. It's not gonna drastically change our defense that much.
We have some potential great minds. We got Zimmer's son. We've got Kubiak's son. Got some great minds in the works.
Andre Patterson's a co-defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I like Patterson.
Yeah. No doubt. But those Packer coaches, we don't want them over here.
Shouldn't that cheese be in your mouth, not on your head?
Agreed.
We don't want them. Go back to Wisconsin and whatever you do over there. Eat cheese, you filthy animal. Okay. Just also quickly on comings and goings news. You expressed how you felt about J. Ron Kurz before the podcast. He just likes to run his mouth on Twitter a little bit, but Viking Central, shout out to them if they're listening, Twitter account said that they think that he would want to come back, but for some stupid reason, not sure that the organization wants him back in purple. I guess just a theory that probably has zero bearing, to be honest. No offense to them, but I think they're just kind of saying what they think, type of thing. I don't know how much evidence they have for that statement. And then J. Ron Kurz himself replied saying, no, J. Ron doesn't want to come back.
Okay.
So, okay, bud. Honestly, I've always liked this guy, besides his little character off the field issue as of recent. I always liked the dude. Great special teamer. Filled in at safety decently as well.
Played a little slot corner here and there and did all right.
Yeah, I've never really had a problem with him. He made some plays for us. He helped us win a couple of games. Always felt like he was solid on the field. Didn't really, fumble, flop, fuck up that much. So I don't really have anything against the guy besides maybe being a fucking idiot off the field. And his riding in a car with a gun and booze or whatever you want to say. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, best of luck wherever he goes.
Yes.
Whatever.
And then we also got our compensation picks awarded to us on March 10th.
Compensatory picks, yep.
Yes. So it was around 3, a 7, and a 7. So right now, as it looks, I'll just go over this real fast. Right now, as it looks, we have a round 1, pick 25, a round 2, pick 58, a round 3, pick 89, another round 3, pick 105. Wouldn't mind if he actually swapped that away for some more. Round 4, pick 132. A round 6, pick 205. A 7, 219. A 7, 223. A 7, 249. A 7, 253. That's a lot of sevens.
Yeah, how many seventh rounders?
A lot of sevens. That's 4 fucking sevens.
He already has
man.
4 7th-round picks.
4 sevens.
What do you think the over-under will be then this year? Like 7 or 8 of them?
I kind of hope he gets it'd be kind of cool if he gave away that 3 and like you think he could get 2 5s for a 3?
Oh, I'm sure he could.
He should get 2 5s for a 3 and maybe another 4 for a 7. Well, that's not going to work, but
Well, Spielman likes to have about 10 draft picks every year.
He
Now
does,
he has
he does.
10.
He does.
So
but I don't know if he wants that many
So
sevens.
Spielman
though.
doesn't have to trade down this year, right?
I don't know if he wants that many sevens though, but yes.
Oh,
yes.
he picked 4 7th-rounders a couple of years ago.
Well,
so
now he's got him, and he hasn't even made a move yet.
yeah.
Ricky baby, paint a picture. Paint a picture. Stop hating on Rick. Paint a picture, buddy. Okay. I think that's about all I have. Did you just want a
Collective
quick...
bargaining agreement.
Yeah.
The new collective bargaining agreement was agreed to earlier today, actually.
So how is that going to make an impact on the NFL?
Oh, quite a few different ways. Starting this coming season, there's going to be that extra playoff team in each conference now.
Ooh.
And only one team will get the first round bye. Don't have any problem with that change. The owners are going to have until 2023, it looks like, to decide if they want to expand the regular season to 17 games over 16.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's about a 100% chance they will.
100, you say?
Yeah, well, they want the money. So starting the year after next year, there will be one less preseason game, which I know you like.
Well, so do you.
Hammer likey.
See, you just said it yourself.
Yeah, okay. I don't know how that's going to work. A 17-game regular season seems pretty odd because then, I mean, some teams will have 9 home games and 8 road games and vice versa.
Or vice versa, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how they're going to keep competitive fairness.
You know what'd be cool?
What?
2 bye weeks. 2 bye weeks.
That would still just be 16 games then for each team.
But you squeeze in an extra bye week for everybody. Everybody gets healthy. You help injuries. You help resting. You prevent overworking. You prevent wearing out. More time off.
It might be better for the players that way.
Yes.
It's not something they're considering because it wouldn't change the TV contracts at all.
Oh, sorry for thinking about the players' well-being.
Well, I'm being realistic here. But
money.
Oh, all right. Well, moving on. The players are going to get a little, like 1% more of all NFL revenue at least, and the league minimum salary is going to go up about $100K a year.
Ooh.
As I think league minimum was $510,000 a year. Now it's going to be $610,000. Essentially, the players are getting more money. Probably will play an extra day. And the players got some concessions on practices. Like there's going to be even less padded practices in training camp and that sort of thing.
Oh, I thought you meant concessions like a foot-long hot dog. Like from the concession stand.
That's brilliant.
Thank you.
The active rosters on game day are going to be moving up also because like this past season, the last few years, it was 53-man roster. 46 players were active every week, would dress and play on game day. And that's going to go from 46 to 48 now. So there'll be 2 more players. Every team, it looks like, has to have at least 8 offensive linemen active, which will help every team in the league. Practice squads are jumping from 10 players to 12. And then it's going to jump again from 12 to 14 the next year, 2021.
Damn, boy.
They made changes on calling up and sending down players too.
Just giving teams more resources to work with. It sounds like.
Well, it's going to make
to rotate people around
a little easier to hang on to your practice squad players.
Yeah,
because now the teams will be able to call up 2 practice squad players each game day, and they can send them back down to the practice squad. I think it's twice without them having to clear waivers. Like no other team can poach them.
Hell yeah.
I was telling you before we started recording, I kind of wish this rule was in effect last year. We would have kept Kari Blasingame. We wouldn't have lost him with this rule.
We could have kept Micah Abernathy.
Micah Abernathy will win the 4th safety spot.
I'll never forget that drop.
You asked me for a bold prediction, and I gave you a bold prediction.
And now I'll never let you live it down. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. Well, Hammer was wrong about that.
It's all in the
To be
sake
fair.
of comedy at this point. Come
Yeah,
on.
Hammer was wrong. Okay.
Come on, Hammer.
Yeah, you have your fun over there. Laugh it up. Hammer was
I
wrong.
I did. So was everybody else.
Yeah.
Come on,
Play
let's
that one
all-
more time.
Let's all
actually.
point and laugh.
Let's
at
rub
the
some
Hammer.
salt in this and play that one more time.
Okay.
Micah Abernathy will win the 4th safety spot.
And right
Even
after
I'm
that,
laughing at that a little now.
that hot take, you really blew it.
And you blew it! You blew it!
You really blew it like Johnny Manziel.
All right, enough salt. We'll move on.
All right.
5th-year options are now fully guaranteed now. It's not just guaranteed for injury. So when a team picks up a 5th-year option, that's it. Guaranteed.
Pop noise.
Yeah, yes. I guess marijuana tests, like positive marijuana tests, won't have any suspensions anymore.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to suspend a player for that.
Good.
Well, it mostly, there's a couple of things, like being charged with a DUI, and now is just going to be 3 games, and it's essentially.
What's this, the no fun league?
Well, no,
Come on, let's drink, let's smoke, let's fucking.
Well, it essentially is lower punishments.
Right.
Well, one thing I really like about this new CBA, Roger Goodell isn't just going to be the be-all, end-all on everything anymore.
Good.
They got, they've worked it out now where it looks like there's going to be like neutral arbitration or mediation for some of the disciplining.
Cool.
So that's a big win for the players.
Hell yeah.
That's a massive win.
Hell yeah.
Massive win for the players in that deal.
Cool.
And yeah, I mean, well, and I guess they announced the salary cap for 2020 now. So now we know the Vikings currently have right around like 19 million in cap space.
But obviously we have more moves to make that might have that go up and down as well. Probably
well,
down.
I'm sure.
Down,
I'm sure, yeah.
Yep.
But, you
All
know, they announced the exact number, so now we know exactly what it is.
All right. Yep.
So it's a lot of new stuff is coming from the new CBA.
Cool. That's good.
It sounds like the NFL draft is getting delayed.
Yeah, that's
because of COVID-19, which
everybody's going to
stinks.
be mad about that, but a lot of things are on hold. The NBA went on hold. The NHL went on hold. The XFL got canceled. Spring training's postponed. But a local St. Patty's Day parade got postponed. How are people going to get drunk now and fall over in the street? I'm angry because that was going to be me. No, I'm
Well,
just kidding.
some good news. As of right now, the NFL, according to Adam Schefter, is still planning on starting the regular season at the same time. On time.
When do we start the OTAs and the training camps again? Like July, June.
Well,
Yeah.
mini camp I think is like May or something, or April or May, and then,
end of May,
and then
end of May.
OTAs are in June, and training camp starts July, I think.
With preseason starting in August, I feel and hope that a lot of this will at least be calmer by then. It might not be completely gone and done, but it should be a lot more calm by then.
Here's hoping.
So, yeah.
I stopped licking doorknobs, so that should help.
You fatty.
Hammer likey.
Stop licking them doorknobs. There's no chocolate on them.
I just told you I did.
That ain't chocolate, kid. It's something else. All right. Is that about, let's see, what else you got then? Do you want to just just quickly go over everybody who is a free agent as of right now to remind me and the fine people of Vikings Nation in case you didn't know? Who's a free agent right now? There's Everson's
I guess
a free agent.
if you want. Yeah, I mean, Everson Griffin, because he opted out.
And we're hopeful to get him back.
Yep. Trey Waynes, Mackenzie Alexander, Anthony Harris.
Who we all want back.
Dan Bailey, Britton Colquitt. I'm trying to remember if
You got a
CJ
computer
Ham.
you got a computer right in front of you.
Okay, I'll take a quick second and check if CJ Ham is I think he's an unrestricted free agent. That's one that people aren't really talking about right now, but
I'll give them something to talk about.
is CJ Ham?
I'll entertain the people with some songs here. I'll give them something to talk about. Talking about CJ Ham.
Oh no, CJ Ham is a restricted free agent
Gotcha.
coming into
RFA.
this year, so I'm
RFA.
sure we'll probably keep him.
Okay.
Let's see other free agents from the team.
I mean, it is important to know who's loose, whether they come back or not. Being cut loose is being cut loose, whether it's our doing, whether it's just contract expiring.
Stephen Weatherly, he's a free agent.
Yeah, he better fucking come back, dude.
Yeah,
he
want him
better
back.
fucking come back. Our whole inside joke is dead if he doesn't. God damn it, Stephen, please come back.
We got to keep the chess player.
Yeah,
We
the
gotta
DC
keep the
loving
chess
chess
player.
player who says I'm not fat, and he does awesome jobs on the Vikings network YouTube channel. Come on, man. All right, is that about it?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much. I mean, David Morgan is now because we released him, but we're planning on bringing him back, I guess.
Right. Right.
I
I don't think he's cool to bring back, and I got nothing against the guy, but I don't think anybody's gonna cry if we don't bring Morgan back either. It's not like he was a
I would
crucial
prefer
part of
to
our team.
prefer to keep him though.
Well, me too, but it's not like it's not like losing Delvin Cook or Linval or Ant-Man or Ev. I mean, they're bigger impact players. It's not like he played a lot. It's not like he made a big impact often. Not that he can't or won't or doesn't have the potential, but
Well, he was
up-
just
up
out
till
with
now,
the
he was kind of
injury
just a
all last
side
year.
TEP. Right. He was injured, and he was kind of just like a side tight
Now,
end.
Delvin Cook is not a free agent, but
But he's in his last year.
there is a
now.
possibility he could hold out.
Right.
Next year if he doesn't have a contract extension by training camp.
Right.
Kentrell Brothers, I believe he's a free agent.
Free agent. Okay.
Kentrell
Got a little
Brothers.
excited on that one. All right.
Uh,
Spiking the old mixer volumes here. We're at the 31-minute mark. Can you believe that? And we're about to fucking take it home for Christmas.
Yeah, we don't have too much more to discuss. So we decided to table all the combine stuff. We're just gonna. I'm kind of hoping we can do a little bit longer episode for the pre-draft.
Oh, 100%.
Episode when that'll be nice. We can just talk about the combine and
Right.
The
Probably
draft.
a solid 40, 45 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because initially we were planning on discussing the combine in
Correct.
this episode, but
Which I didn't know how long that would have actually went, but then all this other news started popping up, and there's plenty of news to cover. So we thought, hey,
yeah, combine
Hey.
pre-draft together. It works. I'm sure
you
there
gotta
might
get
be a
that-
free agent or two I'm missing for the Vikings.
your
but
brain's all foggy. You need more cheeseburgers.
yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, there's one or two I'm missing, but we can call it there for free agents.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, the only real transactions, just to reiterate, were since February. We obviously hadn't done an episode with both of us since at the beginning of January. But yeah, we named Dom Capers senior defensive assistant.
Okay.
Not even the D coordinator. He's just an assistant on February 10th. We named Roy Anderson as assistant defensive back coach. And Amara J. Alberry as defensive quality control assistant defensive line on February 20th.
I have no idea who that is.
Thought you knew this team. Thought you liked this team, idiot. And then we, of course, terminated Linval and Rhodes on the March 13th, and then David Morgan on the 14th. I had those backwards. So just David Morgan was just yesterday. We hope to see a lot of these people back. Some of them can float off into the sunset like Jared Allen on a horse. But yeah, I think that's about it. We don't really have kind of a second segment, if you will, after the news there. Just the news on
No
this
player
episode.
focus?
No, I don't have a player focus.
No.
Yeah, I'll do a virus focus. Should I start doing a virus focus every week? We can talk about a different virus.
Well, I guess
virus.
just as a little bit of a lead into our next episode when
Mm-hmm.
we record that in a month or whenever it is, would you prefer we extend Kirk Cousins or we draft our quarterback of the future in this next draft?
Oh,
What do you think?
man. Well, seeing how little time, how few times it works where you take a draft pick, you put them in immediately, and they're great immediately. Seeing how rarely that actually fucking happens, it would just be nice to do some sort of a grooming scenario. I'm a big advocate, I've said it before many times, of the grooming scenario. Look at Aaron Rodgers. There's plenty of examples to look at. John Randall. even on the defensive side of the ball. I like a grooming scenario, not just, hey, bring in this kid who's never played in the NFL. All right, make him start this season. He's never started a game before, but let's make him start. Yeah, get out there and kill him. And then they fucking suck. 99% of the time, they fucking don't live up to the hype.
Well, remember, if we draft our quarterback of the future in this coming draft, there will be a 1-year grooming period.
True.
Because
Kirk does have
Cousins
one
has
more year. Correct.
Well, what did you mean with a grooming period? Are you talking 1 year, 2 year, 3 year? What's a grooming period for the A train?
Well, I'm assuming we're going to take a quarterback in this draft. We usually take somebody, even if it's just going to be a practice squad nerd. We usually take a quarterback somewhere almost every year, right? Almost every year.
Well, do you count an undrafted free agent as... Because Jake Browning was an undrafted free agent last year.
True. Well, I guess they didn't see anybody when it was, they didn't...
Taylor Heineke was an undrafted free agent. Like, do you count that as drafting?
So I guess we haven't been focusing. No, I wouldn't. Okay. I wouldn't. Actually drafting out of the draft. I would assume this year we're going to scout a quarterback. We're going to draft a quarterback. And I think that'll be great. Maybe he can come in and groom a little bit for a year and then transition into him. I think that would be fine. I could see that happening. I don't see Kirk sticking around long term.
Because the last quarterback we actually drafted might have been Teddy.
Teddy. Maybe he could come back.
No,
R.I.P. Teddy's career as a starting quarterback.
It's doubtful Bridgewater would come back. The only way we would get Teddy Bridgewater back, this is the only scenario I think where it could happen, is if we traded Kirk Cousins to the San Francisco 49ers for their first-round pick, and then we signed Teddy as a free agent this year. Because Teddy's a free agent right now.
He's floating.
Teddy's a free agent right now.
He's not on the Saints. He's not on the Saints.
If we bring Teddy back, it has to be this year.
Right.
And the only way that would happen, because Kirk Cousins has a $31 million salary cap hit, the only way that happens is if the 49ers agree to take that salary cap, like we trade Kirk Cousins to them for their first-round pick. We can't trade him for Garoppolo because that doesn't give us any salary cap relief.
Right.
We'd have to trade them for their first-round pick, then sign Teddy as a free agent. That's the only way that can happen.
What if Teddy doesn't get signed and then about halfway through the season we need a quarterback and then we pick him up? That could happen.
Well, in theory, yes. There is zero chance Teddy won't be signed by someone in the offseason, though.
How many teams want the best, most expensive backup in the league?
He's a starter. He
is a starter, but I have yet to see a team sign him as one. After us and after his injury hasn't happened.
It's going to happen this offseason, I think.
Good.
He's going to be starting somewhere.
We're still with you, buddy. We still think you're cool.
But my mom says I'm cool.
Next.
We think you're cool in a good way, not the Millhouse way.
God, when Kirk Cousins threw that pick in the Packer game, the deep ball in the home game we lost late in the year, he threw that ball deep into double coverage. I don't think I ever missed Teddy more than I did at that moment.
Because Teddy didn't do that?
That made me sad about his injury all over again.
Because Teddy's a composed general on the field and in the locker room?
Well, I like Teddy's decision-making more than Cousins, yes.
Teddy could scramble.
He could scramble.
I feel like he could scramble. He could get out of a pressure. He could actually run it himself a little bit and not look like a nursing home idiot.
Now Cousins throws a better deep ball than Teddy did. And Cousins might be more durable. I mean, Cousins has started
probably true.
Every game
probably
for
true.
However many years. I mean, Cousins is built a little thicker than Teddy is. Teddy's kind of more wiry and might be a little more injury prone.
Oh, little Teddy.
But God, with all things being equal, I would rather have Teddy than Cousins right now.
All right. Well, let's move on. There's probably plenty of fans that don't care about good old TB anymore, even though we do. Let's move on. We digress. Is that it then? We're almost at the 40-minute mark. We can wrap it up a little short.
Yeah, I can't think of any other news because we're recording this before the legal tampering period starts, before free agency. So
correct.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up and take it home then. I will, maybe I will have a player focus for next time. Maybe I'll do another Ring of Honor player
The thing is, we might not need one next time.
That's true.
I
Well,
don't know.
they're like 2 fucking minutes anyway, man.
Well, I mean,
like
you know
they
what?
really cut into the playtime of an episode. They're like never longer than 3 minutes. It's not
Okay.
that much of a filler when you actually think about it. It just kind of splits up the flow and splits up the episode segments. But I was thinking about it. It's not a lot, like a big time suck, My Little Player Focus.
Well, we can make these episodes however long we feel like making
That's
them,
right.
too.
That's right. So, fuck yeah. That's
No,
right.
yeah, that's right. We do what we want. We're not bound
Yeah.
by anything. So, yeah.
Yeah, we like that.
Hammer likey.
Hammer does like
We're
that.
free. We're free like an American eagle.
Yeah, he trains commando over there.
That's right. All right.
Going commando.
Whatever. I'm wearing underwear, dude. All right. So don't forget to check out, if you haven't checked out our shirt designs, I'd love if you do. We got way more than shirts. We're on Redbubble. If you like Redbubble, we're on TeePublic. You can check out our website, odinsdenpodcast.com. We've got our links to our merch on there. Like getting diggy with it. I like how some of these shirt designs kind of make me nervous though, because these ones that we've made around players that we know and love, like Anthony Barr and Stephon Diggs, well, if they leave at any given point in time, then the merch is kind of stupid at that point,
Well-
and a little pointless unless you still just like the player. Blah blah.
I guess
blah.
we did kind of gloss over all the Diggs trade stuff. We could talk about that real quick.
I commented on it last. If you want to wrap this up in under 45 minutes, we probably shouldn't. I commented on it last week. There isn't much to say. I think he's going to stick around. You think
I do
he's
too.
going to stick around. He's just fucking off. At this point, he's trolling. He was working out in a Redskin shirt the
Cardinal
other day.
shirt, yeah.
Cardinals. He's just fucking around. at
Later
this
on,
point.
he just said he didn't have any workout clothes, and he borrowed a shirt from someone just to work out. Like it was a whole non-story.
Well, and he's wiped his Instagram, like most of the pictures of his Instagram in the past a couple times before for no apparent reason. So that had zero bearing on anything. He still has a picture of the Vikings up on his main banner on his Twitter page. That shit was just stupid assumptions. People need something to talk about, man. People need something to talk about.
Last year, I had it as maybe a 1% chance Diggs would get traded this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when he deleted all his Viking stuff, I was like, well, okay, maybe I'll up that to like 10%. I mean, the biggest reason we're not going to trade him, in my opinion, is just it wouldn't free up a whole lot of salary cap space anyway.
How much does he have left on his contract? How many years?
He has...
He's still got a couple years in.
3 more years left on it.
Yeah, so he'd have to.
Or
like,
no, is it 4? It's either 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's like fresh into a contract.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I don't.
Yeah, all the dead money. I mean, there would be more dead money than
Right.
there would be money we would save
Right, that front office is like, no,
by trading him.
no way, you're not going anywhere, kid.
Yeah, I don't think we should trade Diggs either.
It would have to be a drastic explosion to have him gone.
Well-
A drastic turn in explosive actions.
Well,
to
if
have
a
him
team
gone.
offered you a first-round pick for Diggs, would you take that trade?
It depends on how bad it would fuck my salary cap.
Well, it would be... Well, no.
Let's see. Do I want to get rid of one of my best wide receivers, if not the best wide receiver?
Well, getting a draft pick isn't going to hurt the salary cap much because it's a rookie contract. I mean, you would save the $5.5 million or whatever and have the $9 million dead cap. Well, keeping all that in mind,
$9 million dead cap, okay.
would you trade Diggs for a first-round pick?
I
would not, personally. Would you?
wouldn't want to, no. I would say he's
Maybe-
probably worth more than that.
Well, maybe it depends on how high the first-round pick is. Like, if it's number 5
That's true.
overall,
That's true.
then maybe I'd listen at least.
I'd probably try to get 2 second rounds out of Diggs.
I think you got to get a first.
I would try to
For
get
Diggs?
multiple picks.
Well, okay. That's
Give me
fair.
like 2 late firsts. 2 late firsts.
Wow, I don't think any team would offer that. But
Two late firsts for Diggs. Well, it depends on how bad they want a fucking wide receiver now.
well,
isn't it?
okay, if the Raiders or the Dolphins, like if one of these teams that has multiple first-round picks,
Yeah.
if one of them
Yeah.
offered 2 first-round picks for Diggs,
Yeah.
then I would make that trade.
Okay. I don't think anybody wants to see him go, man. I don't know
Most of
about
us
him.
don't.
I don't know about him and what he's thinking right now. Nobody does except for him. But I don't think anybody else, any fan, the organization, I don't think anybody else wants to see him go. He's been around for a while. He's a great wide receiver. He's a historic wide receiver for us. I'll have his picture. Even if he leaves, I ain't taking that fucking Minneapolis Miracle picture down, and he's sitting right there on my fucking wall.
Well,
He will
I-
forever be in our hearts like AP.
I wouldn't trade him for that if the 49ers offered their first round pick to us for Kirk Cousins. Oh, wow. That would be a tempting trade.
Wow.
I'd have to think about that one. That would be very tempting, though. I might actually do that trade.
All right.
Because
we're
with
giving
the Kirk Cousins trade, there would only be $1 million of dead money on it. Like the dead cap is $1 million, and we would save $30 million in salary cap.
right.
If we did that trade. And we could sign Teddy for cheaper, and we'd have another first round pick.
I like the way you think.
It would have to
Like
be
the
the
way you
Niners.
think.
They're the only team that would even think about offering that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Kyle Shanahan. He likes Kirk Cousins a lot.
Right.
They run a similar offense to what we do. He's played for Shanahan before when he was with the Redskins.
Right.
And it sounds like the Niners aren't too sure about Garoppolo.
Right.
And they could cut Garoppolo if they wanted, because they also would save a lot of money, and there isn't much dead money with how they did that contract.
Right.
That is something I might do.
And they're essentially a Super Bowl contender right now too.
Yeah.
More than most other teams in the entire league.
So if they
actually.
think Cousins would have been the difference between them winning the Super Bowl last year versus
I could see that.
losing it because of Garoppolo.
I could almost see that.
The thing is, the Niners don't have a second, third, or fourth round pick this year right now. So I don't know if they would be willing to even offer that, but they're the only team that even might offer a first rounder for Cousins, taking on that much salary.
Mm-hmm.
But if they did, oh man, I just might make that trade.
Yeah, food for thought. We're giving Vikings Nation a lot of food for thought.
Well, we'll
over here.
finish on that.
A lot of food for thought. Yep, we're at the 46-minute mark. Not bad. Still a little short than usual, to be honest.
All right.
But we sure do like to ramble here at Odin's Den. This was, again, episode 106 with A-Train and the Hammer. Yes, so check us out online, odinsdenpodcast.com. Check out purplepainforums.com. Find us on your favorite social media platform, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Give us a listen. We're literally on every major podcast platform you could think of. iTunes, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, a Minnesota-only one. I forget the name of it. Spotify, YouTube. We're pretty much fucking everywhere. Stitcher, Spreaker. We're like Visa. We're everywhere.
I've heard of some of those.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have.
I have.
But yes, check us out online. We want to thank you for listening. The off season gets a little slow, but news will start to pick up. Obviously, around the draft is always exciting every year.
Well, free agency too.
Yeah, free agency in the draft, always exciting, even if it's postponed. Fuck COVID-19. Power through it. Stay safe. Any final words, Hammer?
Well, not really. Just that our next episode probably will be a little bit longer than this one. We'll have free agency, the combine, and the draft to go through. We could do a 2-hour episode next time.
Yeah, probably not.
An hour and a half, maybe.
Thanks for that beautiful insight. I think the longest we've ever done is hour 20, hour 15.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Something in that area. I mean, we've definitely got to like the 80-minute mark.
Oh, I know we've done that.
Yeah. Which is what, an hour 15?
Hour 20.
Yeah, hour
80
20.
minutes is 1 hour and 20 minutes. A-Train.
Anyway, shut up. All right. We're at 47. We're 48 now. Shut up. God damn it.
Hammer likey. Let's go for 50.
Shut
Let's
the
go
hell
for
up.
50.
No, fuck off. All right. Thank you for listening. Stay safe out there. This is A-Train and the Hammer.
Hammer out.
Odin's Den out.
Thank you for listening to Odin's Den. Be sure to follow us on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. Get all of the latest at odinsdenpodcast.com. Skol!
But my mom says I'm cool.
Next.